Today's lineup: Allison in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold, right back, Joe Gomez, right center back, Virgil van Dijk, left center back, Andy Robertson, left back, Fabinho, holding midfielder, Keita, right midfield, Gigi Wijnaldum, left midfield, Mohamed Salah, right forward, Roberto Firmino, center forward, Sadio Mane, left forward. In today's match, Klopp and the men started out in their traditional 4-3-3, which quite quickly transitions into a 4-4-2 with Roberto Firmino dropping into the midfield to overload and allowing Salah and Sadio Mane to be the two up top. We retained possession quite well between the back four, playing in front of the front two, behind the front two with Fabinho, and playing balls into the midfield to be played back and switched around. Not often did we try to break their line because Arsenal was quite organized in their defensive shape. When we did want to try to penetrate and play beyond Arsenal, a lot of it came through diagonal balls. Most of the diagonal balls we would see was that Salah would peel onto the outside shoulder of Arsenal's left back, and Virgil van Dijk would play a long diagonal over the top. Again, the reason for playing in front of the midfield so much and not trying to play into our forwards was because of the organized shape as well as the threat of this speed in behind that we've seen in their last few matches. The reason for our success with the long diagonals was because of the positioning of Keita. Yes, Keita did what we see Liverpool do a lot with their midfielders, is drop into the gap and allow Trent Alexander-Arnold to move on. But the reason why he was so threatening is because his starting position was in line with the midfield, so Arsenal's midfield felt like they had him under control. But as the ball moved on, we would see that Salah would pull onto the outside shoulder of the fullback, and at that time, Keita would be pushing up into the gap between the center back and the left back. This caused confusion between both the center back and the left back as to whether or not he should pull inside or David Luiz would step, which would then allow Roberto Firmino to make the run in behind. If the fullback would come inside, the long diagonal out to Salah would be on, and then that is the duty of the left midfield for Arsenal to recover back. And if he's too late, we've already broken the line. So again, the key for these long diagonals was Keita's aggressiveness to attack this gap between David Luiz and left back Tierney of Arsenal. Arsenal stuck to their principles today. When the goalkeeper had the ball, they aimed to build out consistently. This allowed Liverpool to set themselves up and prepare for a high press. Arsenal had slow ball movement from side to side and poor body shape, which allowed Liverpool to continue to press with their front six players as well as their two fullbacks. Two of the pressing triggers that Liverpool have are if a player receives with their back to goal, they will continue to press as a team. The other one being that if the ball is switched from one center back to the other and his body shape is cutting off half the pitch, that's another trigger for the wide forwards to step and everybody slides and tries to win the ball. With the back four, goalkeeper, and two holding midfielders, they were too slow to open up their body shape, and Liverpool were able to retain a high line and remain in a high pressing shape throughout the match. There was one time when Arsenal was able to play through the press of Liverpool and score their goal, and that was due to quick vertical balls in compared to the slow side-to-side balls which they had throughout the match.